and we had a night meeting only a block or two away from my house, but it was dark by the time the meeting was over. So I was going home, and I had to come by the corner of 26th and Francis. That was at the top of our hill. We lived at the bottom of the hill. Anyway, the corner house was a beautiful house, and they had a corner lot that they were trying to keep people from not running across with cars and this kind of thing. So they had put kind of a wire fence at the corner of that lot. So as a Boy Scout, I saw that somebody had taken that fence, taken it up out of their yard, pulled it up, and laid it out in the middle of the intersection so it could be run over by a car or something. Well, anyway, I had no sooner taken that out and put it in the middle of the street than another car, lights flash on. This was a block away. And turns out the chauffeur of the M.K. Getz Brewing Company, driving the car, drives up and says, "Aha, I caught you this time." And I said, "Well, I don't understand. What do you mean you caught me this time?" And he said, "Well, I saw you put that fence into the yard." I said, "Well, you didn't. I didn't do such a thing." "Well, I saw you." And I said, "Well," he says, "You're coming with me. I'm taking you down to jail." And so he loaded me into his car and drove me down, believe it or not, to jail, which now the jail building is still down there, 7th and something, down near Masseny, and took me in front of a guy who was serving as the judge and said that this kid's been destroying the neighborhood property, pulling the fence out. And I'm telling the judge, I'm in my Boy Scout outfit, remember that? And to be accused, it upsets me right now. Anyway, I guess the judge believed me over the son of so-and-so, and he said, "You drive this young man home." Told this guy, which he did. And I had, of course, been late coming home. And I contained myself until I got into the house. At the time I burst into tears. Of course, they didn't know what was the matter. My parents and Dad was very upset. So he called Mrs. Getz up. Dad was the Cadillac dealer in those days, and Mrs. Getz was one of the few customers they had. These were days early on of the Depression. He got a hold of Mrs. Getz, and he was on good terms with her. Told her that he wanted her to have her chauffeur to come down to our house first thing in the morning. And she said, and he said that he did a very bad thing, and she got her guy to come down here, and my dad never really used bad words, but he told this guy up what he thought about this, and I heard really no more about it, except the fact that I remembered this as well. I was being accused of something I didn't do, and nobody likes that, and I haven't liked it ever since. But that's the story behind what she's talking about.